to behave in such a way with others that neither an inferiority or an superiority complex or feeling arises in yourself or in the persons that you are interacting with. That's mental balance, whoever it is. So how to develop this kind of mental balance? There was an Indian yogi, his name was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he once composed a poem which is a great advice of how to keep the mind in a balanced state. And that poem goes like this: be humbler than the grass, be as tolerant as the trees, give respect to those who don't get respect from others, and always chant the name of the divine. That was his advice. If one does like this, mind will remain in a state of balance. And he lived by his advice. Once he was traveling with a friend by boat to an academic function where both of them were to present an essay on logic. So they were traveling, and on the boat his friend asked Chaitanya, can I read your essay on logic? So Chaitanya said, sure, here it is. And so after reading, Chaitanya's friend became very sad. And Chaitanya asked, what's the matter? And his friend said, look, your essay is so brilliant. No one will look at my essay. Everyone will feel that my essay is inferior. And so, seeing the sorrow of his friend, Chaitanya simply took his notebook with his essay and threw it into the river. So some people think that, at that moment, humanity has lost a great essay on logic, which is true, but it has also gained the making of a great person. Chaitanya acted humbler than the grass. He wrote an exceptional essay, but he had no false pride in it and no attachment to it. Humility doesn't mean to suppress oneself or to humiliate oneself. It simply means letting go of the illusion of one's small I and identifying oneself with one's true being, with one's true nature. Chaitanya knew that he was much more than a writer of great essays, or that he has written a great essay. He felt he knew who he was. He knew himself as his soul, as the core of his being. And when one is in touch with that, one acts with humility, being humbler than the grass. Then be as tolerant as the trees. Trees, they tolerate the heat of the sun, the wind and the storms and the cold and the ice and the rain and everything without whining or complaining. In the same way, if we learn to accept, so to speak, the weather of life in each day, each moment, we will remain in mental balance. Now, accepting how the universe manifests itself in front of you does not mean like passively resigning to fate and whatever is happening. It doesn't mean that. What it means is that one accepts what is, how the universe has manifested itself in front of you, the essence of that. One accepts that. And then one is able, with a calm and quiet mind to respond in the best way, in the way to express one's humanity, the strength of one's soul. When one does that, one does not act out of anger, out of fear, out of jealousy, out of hatred. That means one is not accepting the universe as it manifests in front of you. But if you first accept this is also a manifestation of the universe, this is also a manifestation of the divine, then there's an inner peace. Then there is a connection with something deep inside of you. And then you can respond what is the best way to further truth, to further humanity in this particular situation. That is what is meant by being as tolerant as the trees. These are very subtle points. The next one is, give respect to those who don't get respect from others. Millions and millions of people in this world are living in poverty, hungry, no shelter, illiterate. They do not really receive from society, from humanity as a whole, respect of dignified human beings. So to give respect to those, to express oneself showing respect to those who are not respected by others, who are underprivileged, who are downtrodden, not with the feeling that here I am dishing out charity to others, no, but that I have the opportunity to serve the essence, the divine, in the form of a poor person, of a person who doesn't have enough food or doesn't have a shelter. That endeavor, that state of mind and that endeavor brings mental balance, because in that endeavor one forgets about one's small petty I, and just transcends that, and the mind flows towards the subtle. The mind expresses itself in benevolence, in love, and that helps to maintain a state of mind that is free from the idea of inferiority, superiority, or fear complex, or defeatist complex.